Good afternoon. Can I answer any questions for you?
George, already there are interest groups in Florida saying that you need to follow the lead of Mel Martinez and Bill Nelson and be strongly opposed to any expansion of offshore oil drilling in Florida. So how do you approach that issue?
I was briefed on the issue today. Of course, I know about the issue having served in Florida in office. But I was briefed on the particular legislation that's now pending in committee, or has passed in committee and may be coming to the floor. And I have concerns about it. I have concerns for a variety of reasons. I have concerns for environmental reasons. I have concerns for military reasons. There's a lot of training that's done in the Gulf of Mexico, and I understand that Secretary Gates has concerns about that area. And I have a concern that if there's going to be any drilling, that Florida get its fair share of the proceeds. Right now, there's currently drilling in the Gulf, in Texas, and Louisiana, and states like that get a lot of money for it. And under this proposal, as I understand it, no money would come to Florida. So for those three reasons, I'm concerned about the proposal, and I'm considering putting a hold on that proposal.
Senator, the big topic in town here, of course, is health care. Could you sketch out some ideas for us of your stances on things, and particularly public options?
Well, we have to be for improving healthcare in this country, and certainly want to have more access, and we have to work on affordability because healthcare is very expensive. It's putting a strain on our people, it's putting a strain on our businesses. I think I had an opportunity to attend the President's speech last night and sit in the gallery, and there were some things that he talked about that I thought were positive. The whole idea of an exchange, so that we would, like we're doing in Florida with the Cover Florida plan that Governor Christ has proposed, where insurance companies would compete to cover folks around the country and have to meet certain minimum requirements. I think that's a good proposal. I'm concerned about the cost of the proposal that the President outlined. I'm concerned about $900 billion. Now, he articulated that it'll be revenue neutral. I don't yet understand how that adds up, but I'm going to certainly look at whatever proposal the White House puts forward and the different proposals here in the Senate and the House. I'm concerned with some other issues too, but I really need to learn and listen more, and I'm going to be spending the next week or two really trying to immerse myself in the healthcare issues so that I can do what's best for the people of Florida.
So you don't have a firm position yet on public option?
I don't have a firm position yet because I just got sworn in. So we're going to wait and listen and learn. But I did want to make those comments.
Any preferences on committee assignments, or do you have a say on that?
I'm the 99th senator in rank, so I'm not sure how much say I have. I have let some preferences be known. I'm going to talk to Leader McConnell about ways that I think I can best serve Florida, and we'll be doing that shortly.
In what areas?
Well, I think that there's a number of areas that serve Florida's interests. We obviously have a large military presence in Florida with more than 20 bases in Florida. Senator Martinez served on the Armed Services Committee. That was a very important role for him in that representation. I'm not sure I'm going to get to continue that because that's a very coveted committee. But certainly that foreign relations is very important to Florida. We are the gateway to Latin America. In a place that's really a signature place for business in the world, one of the largest economies in the world if you break us out from the United States. So that's important. Senator Martinez also served on the Commerce Committee, also very important for Florida, has transportation aspects and ramifications in this time where we're trying to build more roads, looking at commuter rail, looking at high-speed rail. So those are interests to me. I'm also very interested in the national debt and the deficit. We are close to having we do have the largest national debt that we've had in our country's history. It's close to $12 trillion. As I understand it, it's the third largest expenditure in the federal budget is the interest on the national debt. That gives me grave concerns. You've seen my three sons here today, Max, Taylor, and Chase. I'm worried about their future in this country if we continue to pile up all this debt without having a way to pay for it.
Immigration was another issue that Senator Martinez worked very hard on. What are your thoughts on that as that debate is starting to show signs of restarting here in Washington?
Well, I think first and foremost we have to secure the borders, and then we're going to have to figure out what we do with the 12 million or so folks that are in this country illegally. There's a lot of talk about a guest worker pass and things like that. I want to learn and study up on the issue, but it's obviously a very important issue for Florida.
And just to follow up on the oil, does your concern, does that extend to the talk in the Florida legislature about proposals that would put drilling as close as 10 miles or even closer?
Yeah, I'll leave that to the Florida legislature.
But your word here in Washington would carry a lot of clout in Tallahassee. Do you haven't?
It may, but I'm going to be deferential to them on state issues, and I will certainly address the issue, as I said before, that's being pending here in Washington.
On healthcare, any part of the president's plan that you are sure that you're going to support that you did like?
Well, we'll have to see it in writing, but I did like this exchange idea that he talked about. I think if the market can work, you know, if there are truly close to 50 million Americans who are uninsured, and assuming all of those folks want insurance, want some kind of health care, if we could have an exchange idea where companies had to compete either regionally or nationally to provide health care, I think that's a great idea. We've tried that in Florida. It's starting to have some success, and I think that's a component that's worth looking into.
Last question, please. On immigration, Senator Martinez supported a pathway to citizenship or legalization for illegal immigrants. What's your stance on that?
It's going to be something that Leslie, that I have to really learn more about and listen about. I know it's a very difficult issue. We had a lot of wonderful senators and leadership from former President Bush on that issue, and it still could not get passed. So I hope I can be part of the solution on it.
Okay, thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.